everyone, and welcome back to the Unbothered Podcast, where we chat all things The Challenge, and we are back for another week of recapping The Challenge AllStars Season 4. We are on episode 6, which is officially the halfway point, and it is appropriately titled Karma Maria. Thank you to Queen Cam, Killa Cam, for giving her that nickname back on
Right.
Vendettas. Still ringing true to this day because of you. It's true. I was just thinking of that in the car. I was like, you would think that Cam would have learned after Vendettas. It does not usually work out well for her when she targets Cara Maria.
You would
It's
think.
much more beneficial for her to work with the girl. But it's okay.
You would think.
We're all human, I guess.
Yeah.
And if you haven't already, go check out our interview with Brandon Nelson. It is on YouTube, Spotify, and Apple Music. It was a super fun interview. He is hilarious. We
He's
had a
so
great
funny.
time. So funny. We had a lot of side tangents, but those to me are some of the most fun interviews because you get to see a side to these people that you don't see on the TV show. Like when we interviewed Nehemiah, we were like, wow, he's fucking hysterical. Why don't they show that on the show?
Right?
And he was hilarious.
So funny. Yeah.
Yeah. So check that out. And like I said, we're recapping episode 6. It's myself, Nadine, along with Tia and Caitlin. And excuse me, we open the episode with a return from the previous elimination where Leroy won against Brandon. Sad face. And
Then
stole Adam's star. Not that he had a choice, he had to take Adam's star. So we see Cam and Leroy celebrating him getting a star, and she's like, it's my turn next. Okay. And then it cuts to Ryan talking to Cara about Cam and Leroy and being like, do you want to talk to them? And she's just like, I don't know. Like, I just feel uncomfortable, which I can understand. Cara Maria is not, from everything we've seen on any season she's on, she's not a very confrontational person. And if she's not really sure like how things are standing, she's gonna kind of avoid it because she's like, I don't want to enter the war zone.
well,
And
I mean,
Ryan's like, I'm good with both sides.
and we know she's an introvert anyway, so some
Yeah,
people want to avoid conflict if they can. So I don't know.
agreed. And she's just like, I just want to stay on guard. There's no bad blood, at least on my side, meaning like it's, no bad blood is, and I'm not going to take this outside of the game. Which she has spoken on, before the season aired, that was something she really strived for, was just like, I just wanted to keep everything in the game. Like I enjoyed filming, and I didn't want to take anything outside of the game. It doesn't look like everybody got that memo, but for her, that's what she says. Ryan says in his confessional, he's just trying to make nice with both sides to keep himself safe, which makes sense. You got to play the game the way that works best for you. And then we cut to Steve. Steve in the wild.
That was
As
so
it's
funny.
I Steve is hilarious. I love him every time. He cracks me up. He is such a quirky dude, which we know from the couple
Quirky. That's a
times,
good word. Yes, that's
yeah,
perfect.
that we've DM'd him and he was like, my mice are sick or something. And we're like, do you raise colonies of mice? He might. He might. And then Cara's like, it's like two different TV channels. Steve in the Wild or Aces in Places. And they just cut to different scenes of Ace napping in different spots and places through the house. He reminds me of like a retired bloodhound. He's just like chill. He just wants to nap. He's like, I've worked really hard my whole life. But when you need him to step up,
He's there. I
he's
was
there.
cracking up when they were showing him in all those different positions. That
See,
was
what
so.
I'm wondering is Brandon said that they couldn't sleep whenever, so how could Ace do that,
He was
Because they showed
probably,
him
that's why I
sleeping
put his
in place
hat over
before.
his face.
That's true. I'm just
Yeah.
saying.
He was probably like, try and stop me. I'm napping if I want to. I'm an old man. My knees bothering me. I'm taking a nap. At least that's what I think. Then we have a Nicole and Laurel scene. I said gag, fast forward.
Ugh. Yeah. I read.
Yeah. But I do want to say, because Laurel's little confession, like, it's normal to have attraction and emotions and feelings about your ex. No, it's not. That's why
Fuck
they're
no.
your ex.
Right.
Exactly.
Usually it's like anger or,
Yeah.
Yeah.
you know,
Or just nothing. Like, I don't,
right.
like, if you put me and
That
my
ship
ex in a
sailed.
room,
Like, yeah.
I'll say hello. How are you? How have you been? But then I'm going to the opposite side of the room. Like, I'm not interacting with you past what I absolutely have to. We're certainly not going to wrestle on the floor half naked. It's definitely not happening. So we get to the daily. It's where TJ does confirm that it is the halfway point. The daily is called Take a Seat, and it's essentially a stadium-styled version of musical chairs. TJ will shout out a section, a row, and a certain number sequence of seats, and you have to get there as fast as possible, and there will always be one less seat than there are competitors. I think like was it 4 or 5 rounds in phase one, and then if you
Yeah.
make it to phase two, you get an advantage. If you don't make it to phase two, you still get to compete in phase two. You're just at a slight disadvantage. So it is a
I,
partners daily. Go ahead.
I have no endurance and I would have been gassed just running to the very first one that they called out.
Mhm.
Just would have fell
Yeah.
and I hurt
I was
myself really.
I was
Right.
tired watching Derek.
That
Oh,
shit was,
Derek killed
I was,
it though.
Killed it. Oh my God.
He
I
was
was
so
So
good.
excited.
like I saw some of them like jumping. I think it was maybe Jay jumping over like the rows, and I'm like, dude, like I'm just waiting for one of them to face plant and just
Well,
hurt.
Cam, I think what she like hit her elbow
Oh
or
yeah,
something.
get
She
hurt.
fell and yeah.
Yeah,
They,
she
That was
did.
and
dangerous.
they,
Yeah.
oh,
Yeah, she did. So again, it's partners. They do get to pick their partners. Kara opts to go with Jay. Ace is like, my feelings are hurt. Usually it's us.
I
And
get why she did it, but
I
it
get it.
backfired.
It
So
did mildly backfire. And
yeah.
I wonder if Ace was like, I'll show you who's got a bum knee.
but you know what? Seeing her and Jay partnered up was just so cute. They are such a
It
good
was.
pair. They
Totally
were. They
agree.
are
Yeah.
such a
Yeah.
good pair.
They came very close to being the first people out of phase one, though.
Yeah.
I was like, how many times are you guys going to walk by that giant open seat right in the middle of everybody else before one of you sits the fuck down? So TJ does well, he eventually explains it, but essentially after the end of both phases, the 5 losing teams are going to be up for nomination. There will be 3 teams that are the middle group, so they will be choosing who goes into elimination, and of course one winning team. Brad completely spaces out. I mean, he's partnered with fucking Laurel. Like Ryan called them their giraffes. They should
Right.
have this locked down. Brad does not listen to instructions. Neither did Leroy.
It's true.
They just ran straight up the stadium steps. And Leroy's like, I know it looks like I led Brad astray, but really, I didn't know what I was doing either. I should really listen to TJ.
That
Yes,
was pretty
maybe you
cute,
won't be in a
though.
losing group.
Yeah.
Maybe. And of course, and he's even paired with Cam this go around. So Brad doesn't pay attention. Him and Jay, Jay manages to grab the last seat. Brad and Laurel are out. She takes it pretty well, all things considered, and it's probably because okay, we have a chance. We can pick it up in the second phase. Like we said, Derek was killing this. I mean,
Yeah, he
my
was.
God.
Like I've
Loved
never
it.
seen that from him before. Just,
Mm-hmm.
you know.
Oh, he's never been allowed to be around long enough.
Well, that's true.
You know,
That's
I
true.
think Battle of the Seasons 2012 was the only time he was there more than a couple of episodes.
Yeah.
So I love that he has gotten this far. Spoiler alert, we are loving that he's going to run in the final for season 40.
And 40,
I
yeah.
mean, against the likes of Jordan Bananas and Kyland.
Right. That's
Like,
crazy.
that is insane.
Crazy.
And
And
he
it would
took
be,
out Corey too.
he
That was
took out
crazy.
That's
Corey.
right.
Now, granted, it was apparently a puzzle elimination, a long one, but it doesn't matter because the final is more than just brute strength. Because if it was just brute strength, Zach would have more than one championship. Fessy would have won something by now. other than heartburn from not eating. So
You know what? I
after,
just have to say something real quick. I haven't heard Fessy's name in quite a while, and it's been really nice. So
Well,
hope he can
except for
get back on
Edwin.
track.
Edwin's
yes,
Well,
post.
we
he
all
hasn't
have our
even
flaws
posted that much lately.
because people give him so much shit. And I'm like, we let him
Yeah.
post because we know he's trolling, and you guys are like completely,
Taking it too far.
you guys just fall for it. Like, relax. Though, Edwin, if you're listening, if people give you too hard of a time, please let us know. I love
Let
taking out
us
the
know.
trash on Facebook, not in real life. I hate that shit, but I love to do it in our group. So after Laurel and Brad, Adam and Flora are out second, then Veronica and Steve, loving the music per usual. Per
Always.
usual, always. I was laughing at Laurel coaching them from the sidelines like a fucking like soccer coach, like, come on, let's go, pick it up. You got it. Get there, get there. I was like, I think she's very supportive today. She was in a good mood. She got some kitty, I guess. I don't know.
My gosh.
And then Keefla and Tina are out, and Keefla is like, I'm struggling. I'm almost blown out my hamstring. It feels really tight. And then the last team out of phase one is Jasmine and Derek. Not because of Derek. Jasmine just didn't get to the seats in time, and she was struggling. You could tell she was like limping her body. I was like, you know what? That would be me.
Oh yeah, that would totally be me.
So
Yeah.
I can't even hate on her for it because that would be me. So phase two is going to require them to run around a specific section of the stadium, find a token, and then they have to get their puzzle pieces, which are basically weighted blocks, and they have to put them in such a sequence that it's basically like a balance bar. The advantage for the teams that didn't get out in phase one is a whopping 30-second start, which is
I
nothing.
know. Right?
Sorry, the dog wouldn't stop drinking water. And if you don't stop Leroy, he will just drink and drink and drink and drink and drink and drink and drink
Oh.
like he is right now until he bleh. And there's nothing wrong with him because like I've gotten blood work done. He's obsessive. He'll eat everything in the bowl in 2 seconds and drinks all the water in 2 seconds. It must be a dachshund thing. Sorry for the side tangent. So yeah, the advantage is 30 seconds, which I think is nothing. And as we clearly see, a 30-second advantage doesn't do shit. I'm actually shocked that Cam and Leroy did not do better. Because Cam is like a puzzle master.
Yeah.
So I was actually kind of surprised.
Well, I
Nicole is
guess we
very
said
lucky.
before, Leroy's been really disappointing this season so far. So
Yeah,
I
but on
don't know.
this, I'm almost like, Cam, girl, what's going on?
Maybe
Ace and
just
Nicole.
mentally they're both checked out. Their kids at
Yeah,
home.
yeah. They're going through a lot, outside of the
Mhm.
game. Nicole is incredibly lucky she got paired with Ace because he did the puzzle work. And they end up winning. Barely behind them is Cara and Jay. And I was like, she was probably thinking, fuck, I should have kept Ace. But I mean, it could have been reversed. It could have been Jay and Nicole and Cara. Who knows? So
Yeah.
it is what it is.
I mean,
At the
they
very
did
least.
respectable. It's not like they sucked or anything.
No,
So
they still came in second. It came in so
yeah.
close. They even were later like, God damn it, we thought we were gonna win. Like that's how close it was. Adam and Flora come in third. So again, it's a team where they didn't get that 30-second advantage and they still came in third place. Ryan and Avery are fourth, and they are the very last safe group. That leaves Camroy, Derek Jasmine, Veronica Steve, Keith Latina, and Laurel Brad in the bottom. And it's a double elimination. So both a men's and a women's. And Cara does not want Leroy or Cam to go in. Why? Because she wants to protect her star. Leroy has a star, so she knows if he goes in and wins, he's going to most likely steal
Taking
my
her.
star
Yep.
to give it to Cam.
Yep.
And she's
Exactly.
like, I definitely don't want Cam going in because I already know she's going to come after my star. She's not even going to look at Veronica or Jasmine, which is accurate. Because as we see when we get back to the house, Cara starts talking game with Jay because, they were partners. And she discovers that essentially everyone is trying to keep Jasmine safe. which I don't understand other than the fact that they want to run against her in a final.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I get it because I would know that I could beat her in a final. So, everybody talks about how she's so like socially and like politically good. I don't see that. I mean, she has friends, but
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Is that just
I think she
me?
falls in the middle. No,
Yeah,
I think the same thing. I think she just, she sometimes gets lucky with who she's allied with, or she's somebody, that can end up in the middle. And it's like, there's bigger targets
right.
that we ain't worried about you right now type of thing.
Right, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. So she's now realizing maybe giving the star to Jasmine was not the best move. Obviously she was not aware when she did it how protected Jasmine was. And now Jasmine, now granted, editing is awful, so we aren't exactly sure why exactly Jasmine is as riled up as she is in the following scene. Um, and she talks about how Kara's annoyed that Jasmine is protected, and she's like, "Not my fault. I got friends, motherfucker." Whatever the fuck she says in the confessional. I don't know. To me, it's not a big enough deal to be upset about, but again, I don't know what they edited out.
I'm not a fan of hers anymore. I used to like her. She's a loudmouth. She's always been a loudmouth. Um, it's just what she does.
It's
She
just a
just pops
little
up and
unnecessary
totally unnecessary. Are you
this
kidding?
season. And
Yeah.
apparently the way she was speaking on the official challenge podcast just further solidified that. So,
Oh yeah. Well, and I had said this before when somebody said, what all she was saying on the official podcast. She's either a liar or, I don't know, because apparently her and Cara thought they were friends. And then for
yeah,
her
I
to
mean,
just
Cara
turn on her
protected her
like
and
that.
from the very first female elimination said, I will not vote for Jazz. We have history.
Right.
I'm not
See,
putting
that's
her
what
in
I don't
there.
understand where all that like hostility is coming from.
And
Like
look at
she
that
literally said,
picture.
Right.
The picture of the two of them, where they're all at the pool hanging out and it's Cara and Jasmine. They're like cheesing and like, yeah.
Right.
you know
If
what?
you
Maybe
don't like the
Nicole
girl, why
said
are you
something.
next to her? But
Nicole could have
anybody who
started
believes
stuff.
Nicole is a fucking
Yeah,
idiot.
that's true.
I mean,
Because I think I
look,
saw somewhere that they had like a deal, like Nicole and Flora and Jazz, like they all had like a deal or something, and then they Flora and Jazz came up with a plan to lie to Nicole to say that Veronica was friends with Cara. So
Right.
she
Well,
would
we
say,
saw that at the
yeah.
we
end,
saw
which we'll
the
So I don't know.
get to, but
I don't know. They don't.
Crazy.
they're all pissed at Cara for doing the same thing that they're all doing. She's wanting to
Exactly.
play her own game, and so are they, but they're mad at her for doing that.
Yeah. I
Okay.
talked about this on a post because somebody was like, I don't understand, like, why does it seem like the guys are fine with Cara,
Yeah.
but the women, other than Rachel and I believe Tina, for the most part, were not. And I said I think it's a multiple, not granted, I'm just theorizing. I think there's a multi-reason. I think one of it is Cara is a naturally guarded person,
Mm-hmm.
and women can be very cliquey, and certain groups of women once they kind of get together, because I've seen this, I've experienced it both on the inside and the outside as a woman who's been on this earth for almost 37 years and went to fucking high school and stuff. Sometimes with women, if you are not open enough for them or you're not like keying enough with them, then they start looking at you kind of weird. And then, of course, you can throw jealousy into the mix, jealousy as a
Sure.
competitor, as competition. Like, this bitch is a cockroach. She never fucking dies, no matter how many times we send her into elimination, no matter how difficult we try to make her time here. That bitch always gets to a final and either wins or damn near wins. So I think it's a mix of that. The men don't see Cara as much of a threat, other than it's a single winners game, because they're like, she will be beneficial in winning dailies and in performing in the final. So I just think it's a female thing, because you do have women like Rachel who had no problem with her. And I think it's because they have a similar mentality when it comes to this game, when it comes to fitness, when
Totally
it comes to the
agree.
way they want to play it. So they're like, we're mutually minded. So we get along because we understand each other. And you have Veronica who's like, I just want some more wine. Push me up a hill.
Yeah,
And
no,
I'm
I think you nailed it. I think it's all of that, you know? And to a lesser degree, and I'm saying this as I think it's a good thing, Cara's a little bit of a weirdo. We all know it. She knows it. She says it. And sometimes people are, they don't know what to do with that,
they don't.
you know?
And again, I have seen that, I'm somebody who have always befriended the quote unquote weirdos because there's nothing
Hmm.
wrong with them. They may be a little bit shy, maybe a little bit introverted, but in my experience, they tend to be the most honest and
Is that why
loyal
we're
and
friends?
trustworthy.
I'm a little bit of a
Yeah.
weirdo.
But even I am to a little bit. But like that's just how, and I don't ever like anybody being isolated. But in my experience, the people who tend to be less popular are truer and more real, and you
Mhm.
can trust them more. Because once they let you in, it's because they genuinely care about you and you know it's legitimate.
Yes.
So I'd rather have good friends and a few of them than a lot of friends that I can't trust for shit. So anyway, so then after that tangent, we see Kefla, excuse me, FaceTiming his gorgeous wife.
Oh, they were so cute together.
And they have 19-year-old sons and they're like so proud of their dad. It's so cute. I was listening to his
Oh,
interview with Challenge Mania, and he's a teacher. And he's like middle school, high school teacher. I think he's high school. So like all his like students, and because he like coaches baseball and stuff, they're all like, Coach, yo, coach, like we saw you. We can't believe you got that
oh,
fight in you still. Like I was like, that has got to be like so amazing. And he's probably a fantastic teacher. Like I can only imagine.
oh, I can
I can only
He's
imagine.
probably
imagine.
Yeah.
one of the fun teachers that you like, oh yeah, that's my
Yeah.
favorite teacher because he's so
Just
chill and
like,
cool.
real and supportive. I love those kind.
Like
He's a
after you
saint, I
graduate,
swear.
you go back and see them. That kind of
Yes, like
teacher.
those are the types of teachers you want to like as an
Yeah.
adult, you're like, you influence my life in the best ways. That's why I wanted to be a teacher, but I can't be a teacher in this day and age because these parents would get me fired because I would cuss them all out through email.
I never wanted to go back and see any of my teachers.
I only had a couple that I wanted to see, but I was such a school nerd, so it's really not a surprise. Um, More Laurel and Nicole. Ugh,
Ugh.
Fast forward, they get busted by Veronica and Ryan, which was funny. And and then we have the scene of Brad in the tiniest towel. Because
Oh,
apparently
I'm
it's
mad
his
about it.
he's allergic to the detergent. And if you watched our interview that we did with him like a year or so ago, after I think it was like AllStars 2, he talked about how sensitive he is to like the detergent and stuff that they tend to use. So like he has to bring his own stuff. And he's just in this tiniest little towel and is talking to like, I think it was Tina, Derek and Ryan. Was it Tina, Derek and Ryan?
Yes.
And he
Yeah.
just like
Was it?
starts backing out of the room slowly. And Ryan and Derek are just like, it's okay. And Tina's giggling at them. Even Rachel, my best friend who was watching it with me, she was like, okay,
I mean, he
I
looked
see that.
good.
I mean, yes, he looks phenomenal, but he was just like, I just, I had to wash the other towel. And he just like backs out of the room. That shit cracked me up. And then we see Steve talking with some of the other guys and hinting he would like it to be Kefla versus Leroy or Brad versus Leroy. Poor Steve. He's not good at politicking. He knows. He's like, I don't have the relationships with these people. Everybody else does.
At least he knows
And
it.
yeah, Cam, this part when I watched this part the first time, I busted out laughing. Cam tells Jay, I've already heard my name floating around. Uh-huh. By who? Because Kara ain't saying your name, and that's the only person who would say it.
Right.
Lies. And then she goes, it's fine. Go ahead and put me in. And I want to go against Tina. Because I want to take Kara's star. The boldness
Right.
with which she says this. And I'm like, looking at everybody else. I'm like, do we all remember in episode 2, I think, when Janelle said she wanted to go in and y'all had a huge fucking conversation at the club saying, do we really want to give people what they want
What
when
they
they want it?
want.
No,
Yep.
no, we don't. Where's that energy this go around? And
So
I'm like,
much
ma'am,
hypocrisy.
you can't control the vote when you're up for nomination, especially not when Kara is part of the equation. You should have thought of that before. You should have thought of
Yep.
that before. Jay is like, he is just so uncomfortable because he doesn't want to make waves, but he's like, I can't piss off Kara either. And then I like how they cut from that and they did like that real close, like movie production shot of the chessboard.
Oh yeah.
'Cause that's what we're all playing. We're playing challenge chess. So we get to deliberation. Guy vote ends up being Stephen Kiefla. Not too much deliberation, most likely because none of the guys in the voting group have stars. So none of them have anything to lose, regardless of who goes in for the men and who wins. The women's vote gets much more intense. Jay explains Cam wants to go in against Tina. Cara immediately says, nope, because I know why she wants that, and I'm not fucking giving it to her. She wants to go in that badly, she can go in against Laurel. That would have been my fucking response.
Well,
But
everybody was like, Kara's controlling it and blah blah blah. It wasn't like she didn't have Adam on her side, you know?
yes. Oh, and we're gonna get to that.
Oh,
Yes.
sorry, I jumped the gun.
No, you're
Yeah.
fine. But to say that, and I'm like, Cam has literally controlled the vote for 4 weeks straight, even when she had no say so in the vote.
Right.
And you guys don't have a problem with that? But that's how you know Cam is good at the political game because people don't fucking question her. They're like fucking sheep. It's insane. Cara argues that Jasmine and Veronica should go in because they're both star holders, which makes sense. Even if you take any
Totally.
personal feeling, it makes sense because none of you have stars other than Cara. And you know, if two people with stars go in, one of them wins, keeps their star, and then they now have to give that second star to somebody.
Yep.
And you could very well be the recipient. And neither of those two star holders did anything to earn the fucking star anyway. It was handed to them. Ryan and Flora immediately go Cam and Tina because they're on Team Cam. And that's again where I brought up Ryan. Weren't you just part of that discussion 3 episodes ago about how we're not going to give people what they want in the elimination because this is a star skull thing where you need it to run the final? Adam is the only one that speaks any goddamn sense. He's like, what is wrong with you people? She is a chess master. Why would you give her what she wants? Are you idiots? And I'm like, thank you, somebody speaking sense.
Which I was kind of shocked because Avery, you would think she's her own person, don't get me wrong. You would think she would kind of side with Adam on that, but she voted the way that they
But she had a
wanted her
sour
to,
puss on her
but
face.
she did not look
Sourpuss look.
happy about it. Yeah.
Did not.
Shocked.
And
Didn't she mess around with Leroy?
Avery?
Did she what?
Their exes, you know? Didn't Avery and Leroy like have a thing? Right? I could have sworn they had a thing.
Avery and Leroy?
Yeah,
I don't
didn't they
remember
have
that. I know he did with
That
Teresa.
does sound familiar, actually, though. I don't know. I'd have to go back.
right? It was Teresa, right? Maybe
Because he ended up being paired with Teresa on X's after Nia got sent out.
see, so I might got them confused.
No, it might have
but
been Teresa.
her
Yeah.
and Avery did not like each other at one point. I could have sworn, or maybe I'm just
I don't
thinking
know.
things. But I was shocked.
Yeah, I was a little bit surprised that she still has such a sourpuss look on her
So
face,
pissy about it.
especially after Adam broke it down like that. Like at the very least, your man, your ish man at the time, like you don't think he's making sense. And Kari even says, now granted, we don't know if this happens or not, but Kari even tells Avery, look, if you do this, I know I'm gonna get probably put in again to elimination. And if I already have my star and I get an extra star, I will give it to you.
Right.
And Avery's like, and of course Jay votes with Cara because she's like, you are not gonna fucking give Cam. And he finally realizes, you know what? When it comes to Cam and Leroy's alliances, I'm all the way down
At
here.
the bottom, right.
Cara's got me all the way up here.
Yeah.
And she's been winning, or at least remaining safe in the dailies. They've been losing. Leroy's been losing consistently. Cam has been doing better, but they're still a team. So you have to go with both of them. So he uses his brain and it gets close. Flora gets real shitty about the fact, I don't like that Kara is manipulating them to change their. Welcome to deliberation, bitch. Who are you anyway? You don't have anything.
But Cam's not. I mean,
Thank you. My neck just cracked. I popped to the side that fast. I just cracked my neck. That's what I'm saying. I'm like, you're giving Cam what she wants, but it's a problem for Kara to have what she wants. Like, I need you to have the same energy for everybody. That's what kills me
right,
is the hypocrisy.
right.
Have the same fucking energy regardless of who it is. Like, it's blatant hypocrisy, and this shit drives me insane. And again, I know editing can play a part, but I'm going based off of what I'm seeing on the show. The absolute. Oh wait, I went a little far. So they make the decision. It's close. It ends up being Rachel and, or not Rachel, Veronica and Jasmine. Cara goes to put the names up, and I laughed. She's
I did too.
when she slid in the women say, "It's not personal. It's just business." and and Cam is pissed, but she can't say anything
Yep.
because she's in the losing group. She knows Cara is still on her revenge. At least Leroy, even though there was a strategy for keeping Leroy out, at least you ain't got to worry about Leroy going in. Honey, you want to go into elimination? Win and put yourself down
Well,
like you've had opportunities before.
and I think she really thought they were going to do what she wanted.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
And look, I don't love Cam's game playing on this season. I
Yeah.
still like Cam in general. I've loved her in other seasons, but Cam has always been one of those people where she doesn't get what she wants, especially when she thinks that she should. She gets a little in her feelings about it.
Yeah.
And look, I can't even get mad because I would do the same thing. So I'm not even gonna shit talk on it. But the others absolutely start shit talking because they didn't get what they wanted. Nicole should be thanking Cara for selecting Jasmine and Veronica. Especially, once we get to the end, like that bitch should be kissing Cara's ass. Thank you for nominating the two smallest women. Turns out to be a super physical elimination. I was able to get a star. She should be kissing her ass. I can't stand Nicole. Nicole's the real clown. She's like, Cara's the clown in a circus. Da, da, da. You sound like you have peanut butter in your mouth. Fuck off. I need subtitles.
Nicole calling somebody else a clown. Are you serious right now?
It's
That's
hilarious.
Like, hello, kettle, you're black. Like, seriously.
Like, go find the rest of the marbles that are supposed to be in your brain because the space is empty, and then we can come talk about clowns, okay? Can't fucking stand Andy Dick. Can't stand her. Ugh. I was like, I said, go roll an ankle in the final and cry again.
Uh,
He did on Vendettas, the one that Cara won. Sucker. I was
That's what I'm
heated
saying
this
to
week
people from now on. Go roll an ankle.
and cry about it. You fucking firefighter. Or as Jemmy says, police officer, firefighter, whatever job she has this week. 'Cause apparently it always changes. Jemmy is so shady towards Nicole. It's actually pretty funny.
Jamie's shady towards everyone.
She is, but it's hysterical when it's against Nicole because I'm like, I agree. So we get to elimination time, and it's like this tug of war, not tug of war. It's basically this giant pile of heavy ass rope. And as we find out, you have to push the rope. It's in like the middle of this, I don't know, stick. I don't know what to call it, bar, whatever. And you have to push the rope completely, I think, onto your side in order to win. So the guys are going to go first. The women go second. Ace is like, nah, I ain't going down there. He's got a fucking brace on his knee. Hell no, he's not going down there. Then the women. Nicole says, who wants to make a deal? Veronica's like, well, what do you want? You want to be my number one? If I was Tina, I'd be like, bitch, what about me?
Right?
If I just got demoted? And then Jasmine, I forget what Jasmine says. So Nicole decides to take Jasmine's place and go in against Veronica, which I'm not surprised. This elimination is no strategy, no puzzles, no math, all physical brute strength. She is a trained firefighter. She's got guns for days. These women are tiny. Not only are they tiny, they're not in shape. They're certainly not nearly as strong as her. it's easy for her, but I'm not surprised that she did it, but I just like roll my ass. So she takes Jasmine's place, sends Jasmine up. And this is insane to me. This has never happened before. Has a whole ass conversation with Veronica where she basically tells Veronica that I chose you because they told me you're working with Kara. And Veronica's like, "Are you fucking stupid?" Which, yeah, are you fucking stupid? She's like, "Ask Laurel. She'll tell you everybody wants her out." Which kind of confirms that rumor we heard that Laurel came into this AllStars house telling everybody not to work with Kara
Yeah.
and to get her out. Meanwhile, this bitch is comforting you while you're crying over your 3-time hoe of an ex. God, I can't stand Laurel.
I was so angry that they let her change her mind.
And then
Yeah.
so she changes her mind and
Well, are you
brings
kidding?
down Jasmine. Why is that allowed?
It shouldn't have been allowed.
But yet, on Final Reckoning, Amanda and Zach didn't have a choice. They had to go in. They couldn't change their vote and decided, Olivia couldn't change her vote at the end of that, when she nominated Nerys and then asked to change it. They told her no. But we can change it in this. Why? Because it's Veronica?
Pretty much. I'm sure that's what it was.
If I was Jasmine, I'd be like, nah, fuck you. I'm already up here. You already made the decision. You have to go against Veronica.
Well, and I'm surprised she didn't because she pops off about everything else. Why didn't
Everything
she?
else
Or maybe she did and they just cut it and didn't tell us that she did.
could be. Veronica
It
makes
was
an
some
IQ
bullshit.
comment.
That's all I'm
It's such
saying.
bullshit. Veronica makes some stupid IQ comment, which I'm like, yeah, you only have a star because your best friend gave away you one, which you stole from your other best friend. You ain't done shit for it. Remember, you had to get pushed up a hill
Right.
last episode. You want to talk about IQ? Stop coming on the challenge out of shape.
Yep.
Anyway, so they let her switch. No, Veronica is now apparently safe. Like Caitlin kind of referred to prior, apparently Jasmine, Flora, and Nicole had a deal, but then Jasmine and Flora were gonna go against it, and Nicole finally figured it. I don't know. Nicole's an idiot. Whatever. Jasmine lied, saying she saved Nicole from having to go against Kara when Kara went into elimination. Kara's like, "That's bullshit. You all wanted me to go against Rachel from the beginning." And on camera,
And I'm
you
glad
said
she said
Veronica
that.
and Rachel. You never said Nicole. Nicole never came out of your mouth. It never came out of your mouth as an option. It came out of anybody's mouth as an option. In fact, it was always Rachel and then either Cara or Veronica for obvious reasons. Like, nobody's going to put Nicole against Rachel. Like, come on, stop. And Cara called out. She's like, "No, you all wanted me to go against Rachel." Like, do we have amnesia that fast? It was only 2 episodes ago.
Right.
And then Cam's confessional about Nicole was honestly hysterical. She's like, "I'm not even going to pretend to understand Nicole's thoughts because I
That was
can't even
funny.
understand what she says." That was pretty funny. The cheesy uniform change scene.
Yeah.
That's so old school challenge. And then Nicole's like, "Oh, yeah. Don't ever be an actress. Don't." The men go first. They're like wrestling and tussling, and it's like you got to push the rope, not the person. Steve ends up
Well,
winning. Makes me so sad.
yeah, so they just had to push it over. I thought they had to go down the length of it because I was like, "Ooh, that's gonna be more exciting." I didn't think this one was very exciting. It was just like,
No, I
whatever.
felt like there could be more of it.
Yeah.
And this is a comment I wrote, and it was so funny because as I was writing this comment I'm about to say, Rachel said it out loud because it was one round. And it was, so they did 3 rounds of a 60-pound suspension puzzle, but they only did 1 round of this shit.
Wait, who said that?
Rachel said that as we were watching the episode. And I was writing that
Oh,
comment because I was thinking it. And then she was like, "Wait a minute. So Brandon and Leroy had to go 3 rounds with the puzzle, but with the fucking pusher rope, they only do it once?"
yep.
I said, "Yeah, welcome to the challenge.
Yep.
We don't
Exactly.
make any sense here." I mean, they also let Nicole change her vote. I mean, it is just the wild, wild west with production. The women decide to push the rope. Nicole absolutely was made for this challenge. I mean, again, she is
For
a
sure.
trained New York firefighter. this is nothing. This is the type of shit that they do. I thought it was great. Jay was like shouting, it sounded like firefighter slang supports or whatever. Be like, come on, you got this. It's just a whatever, whatever. I loved it. It was very supportive. Jasmine tried, but at one point she basically got tangled up with the rope and pushed with the rope by Nicole. And I was like,
I mean, they're
Nicole, you should be
tossing
thanking him.
hoses around, so this was
Yeah.
perfect for us
Oh, that's what
tangling
he
it.
was saying. He was like, just act like you're hosing it. You're hosing it.
Yeah,
It made sense. She 100%, I'm not surprised that she won this. I think she would have won this against damn near anybody, other than maybe Laurel or
yeah.
Cara. Steve decides to give Keyflow Star to Ace, which I knew he was going to do that. I was like, I guarantee you he's going to give it to Ace.
What about
Nicole,
Ace's outfit?
where did he get that coat? Because I know
I
that's not his.
don't
I know that's
know.
not his.
No.
He probably got it from like Derek or Ryan. So Steve decides to give the Keyflow Star to Ace, which I thought was sweet, and I kind of figured he would. Obviously Nicole takes Jasmine's star, so our star holders are now Steve, Ace, Leroy, Cara, Veronica, and Nicole. And the next week's episode is Trivia,
Uh, yeah.
which we love. We watched the clip and it was like showed them getting catapulted, and Rachel was like,
Yeah.
they're fucking catapulting them. And I said, yeah, they do that sometimes. I was like, a lot of times with these heights over water challenges, people lose like organs. She was like,
Yeah.
what? So I told her about Tony's spleen and how
Yeah.
Leroy broke his neck,
Or Siobhan busting her boob.
busted her boob implant. Who was it? Michi almost drowned
Mm.
after the fact on, I think it was like double agents or
Who's
whatever.
that?
So
James got the busted face, the
busted
black.
up face.
Yeah.
I told her about Olivia's golf ball mishap at the end of
Wait,
Ride or
did you say
Dies.
Leroy? Leroy got hurt really bad on a.
Yeah.
Did
He
you say
like
her?
almost broke his neck
Yeah.
or something crazy. I think his cousin got injured on Bloodlines when they had a heights over water challenge. Um, yeah, some
Yeah.
serious shit. So that's it for this week's episode. It's very fiery. It's not going to get any better. I think a lot of us are waiting for episode 8 because I think that is the Cam and Cara ultimate
I can't believe it's
showdown.
halfway over already.
I know.
Like
And
we
I
waited
also think
so
this,
long for it. Now it's just like flying by.
yeah. And I think episode 8 is when Laurel has her meltdown at Cara.
Hmm. Whatever.
It's just wild to me that Cara she can't even enjoy this experience, even if she would enjoy it, because she's filming season 40. Yeah. Fun fact though, according to Veronica, Derek's performance in this week's daily is, I think, what helped get him cast on season 40, because they straight up asked
They-
him, would you be interested in doing season 40?
she said they called him during that, right?
Yeah, like I think they asked him like right then and there
Right.
when
Yeah.
they were seeing how well he was doing. And I mean, it probably makes sense. They're probably like, we don't want to just have all newbies for what is the era? Was he in era 3?
I don't
No, he
know.
was in era 2 with Cara
Yeah.
originally. So yeah, him and his best Judy Ryan. So that was this week's episode. Any additional thoughts or comments?
Nope. Just, same. I'm always excited for the next week. So
Same. Yeah. How about you, Caitlin?
Oh, I don't have any comments. I just hope next episode doesn't piss us off, but we'll see. Hopefully it will.
because they've all pissed me
So
off
mad.
at least
That's
once
it.
every episode so far.
So let me see here, because if we have 6 more episodes to go, let me take a leak at our spoilers, because I want to try to figure out if it's going to be another double, or we'll pull up the Vevmo. I can't wait to see the final female out for season 40, so I'm fucking nervous at the same time.
Yeah, because I don't remember who goes out when. I just know who wins. I remember who
Yeah.
wins.
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So there's 8 more people that have to be eliminated before we get to the final. And there's only probably 5 more episodes. So maybe it's going to be a double the next couple ones and then a purge. I'm not sure,
Well,
but
they threw that double in this one.
yeah.
So,
And there was a double 2 episodes ago, I
right.
think, 2 or 3 episodes ago. So I don't know. I guess we'll see. But yeah, there's 4 left on for men and women that still have to be eliminated. So I'm not sure how that's gonna pan out, but we will see.
We
So
will
if you're
all
not already,
stay tuned.
yep. If you're not already following us on Facebook, we are the Challenge Unbothered. On YouTube, Spotify, and Apple Music, we are the Unbothered Podcast. And on Instagram, we are the Challenge Unbothered. Give us a like, give us a follow, leave us a review if you want. And until next time, we'll see you all later. Bye.